विश्वहाङ शो।
नमस्ते, स्वागत छ विश्वहाङ शोमा फेरि पनि हजुरहरू सम्पूर्ण दर्शकवृन्दमा। आज पनि हामी विविध जीवनका विविध पत्रहरू केलाउने क्रममा एउटा फरक कथा बोकेको नेपाली जो विदेशी भूमिमा कयौं वर्ष एज अ स्टुडेन्ट विद्यार्थीको रूपमा रहँदै र पछिल्लो समय नेपालको कानुन व्यवसाय क्षेत्रमा आफूलाई अग्रस्थानमा राख्नु हुँदै त्यसै गरी त्रिभुवन विश्वविद्यालय अन्तर्गत उहाँ एक पीएचडी स्कलरको रूपमा परिचित हुँदै आउनुभएको छ। स्वागत गरौँ उहाँ हाम्रो श्री किशोर कुँवरज्यू सरलाई। नमस्कार सर, कार्यक्रममा स्वागत छ।
नमस्कार।
हो किशोर सर, के हुँदैछ?
ठिकै छ, दिनचर्या चलिरहेको छ। अब काठमाडौँको धुलो खाइएकै छ।
सरलाई
व्यस्त जीवन छ।
हाम्रो प्रोग्रामको फर्मेट भनिहाल्नु पर्दाखेरि तपाईँको त्यो विविध जीवनको विविध पत्रहरू भन्ने हैन?
हजुर।
त्यसलाई अब त्यो पत्रहरूलाई केलाउने एउटा पृथक किसिमको आयाम हो क्या। मैले अहिले के देखेँ भन्दाखेरि अहिले हाम्रो यो स्थानीय सिनमा, लोकल सिनमा विभिन्न विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू विदेशिने लहर छ नि त। यो त तपाईँले त्यो अनुभव गरेर आउनुभयो। तपाईँले युरोपका विभिन्न मुलुक जस्तै कति वर्ष बिताउनु भयो सर?
5.5 वर्ष।
5.5 वर्ष बिताउनु भयो। तपाईँले पे गरेर पढ्नुभयो?
हजुर, मैले बिए गरेँ।
तपाईँले ल पे गरेर पढ्दाखेरि अब एउटा नेपाली मध्यमवर्गीय भनौँ न,
हजुर,
जस्तै त्यो बेला कति जस्तो पैसा तिर्नु पर्यो?
Okay, let's start from here only.
Okay, we can start from here.
So being a student in Europe is a very tough life.
Tough life, right?
Because we have to pay our rent in every week, buy the food stuff from supermarkets. There's no discount at all. So the life is very tough over there.
My concern is that, is the life a bit easy or how tough is it? How much tough?
Life is not, I don't mean that life is not tough as it is here in Kathmandu, but it's more tougher than this.
So, being yourself a lecturer, you have seen most of the students flying abroad with a better dream, right? They have a big dream, or we can say dreamland. They have made the Europe, US as their dreamland. What do you like to say to those kids, those students?
Actually, why do we fly from here for abroad study? There's various perspectives. The system which we are facing here in Nepal and the system which they have there is totally different.
Totally different.
And the curriculum also different.
Curriculum different.
They based on realistic basis for their academic career, but here we only go with the theoretical point of view.
Theoretical, right.
And whatever we learn over there is really practical at all.
Here or there?
There.
There, okay. So, and do you think that you almost spend your half year?
5.5 years.
Of your fertile period, we can say that. Fertile period of your life. The very young and energetic period of your life.
Yeah.
And what do you think that, is that period and the things that you have spent over there, is it, how much is it applicable here in Nepal?
Like see, everybody have
the things you have studied there.
Like say, everybody have some dream and everybody have some interest to do foreign study. So what I feel that I choose my study.
I chose to study, okay.
I choose my study over there for hospitality and tourism management.
Okay, good.
On that base also, I just focus myself to the Mediterranean region.
Okay.
Because I found that Mediterranean region is a half in that region, so in that Europe itself, because the people from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, UK, and many other countries from the cold region, they came over there for their vacation, and it was very nice for me to know about our culture and let's say food and the people to meet over there.
Different culture.
Almost I met around
200 or more than 200.
No, around, I mean to say, I met all the peoples from the world.
Yeah, 200 countries.
Yeah.
More than 200 countries.
Yeah, because everyone want to come there and enjoy the Mediterranean zone.
And so now you have come back in Nepal, right? And you have done your master's in law, right? LLM.
Yes.
And you are like, suppose like senior advocate.
No, I'm not a senior advocate.
Just an advocate.
Just advocate.
Just an advocate, right? You have been practicing law here in Nepal.
Sure.
And how is this lawyering business, a lawyering profession here in Nepal, in your perspective?
Actually, what I have to say is that while you're spending a lot of money for your master in hospitality and tourism management, You are only a master and you spend 50,000 euro over there. Almost a 50 lakhs here, let's say.
50 lakhs here in Nepal?
Yeah.
More than 50 lakhs?
More than 50 lakhs, but in general, let's say 50 lakhs.
Oh.
Okay, 50,000 is equal to 50 lakhs in a round figure. So you don't have any tag like that. Like say the guys, those who are spending 50 to 70 lakhs, they became doctor, they became surgeon, and they became a lot of many other ones. But here I don't have nothing, and I do feel, and my family feel that you should have some tag in. So in that way, I don't have any option to do it. So because I have some other ways to live, you know. So in this respect, I felt myself to go with this, and obviously I became advocate nowadays, and it's a very nice profession for me to sustain here in Kathmandu.
What I see here is most of the people whom I met, like most of the lawyers whom I meet, their qualifications are almost like bachelor's level, LLB only. But what made you to pursue that LLM degree?
Actually, when I came back to Nepal and I pursued myself as a law student, and
you did first LLB?
LLB,
yeah. Good.
As being a law student, I involved myself in politics too, and I found that there is some lacking somewhere else, and to know about that is a very curious students to find something else. So I found that you need to know about international law and international trade law. So that's why I just jump on that and try myself to be a commercial lawyer and international lawyer. So
and now you have turned into a MPhil PhD scholar, right? These days, right now.
Yeah, right.
So can you please explain some interesting part of this MPhil PhD scholar?
When I came back to Nepal, it was 2012, and the 2012 means 2069.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was a law student in law college, and I have so many friends from Maoist, UML, and Congress, and many other. And I found that the political change bring a lot of change inside the country and the people's heart, people's sentiment, and everything like that. And suddenly, I found myself to jump there because constitutional law taught me a lot of things in this case. And I have a deep interest to know about politics, and I joined political group.
Do you think that is it necessary to learn or study political science to know about the politics?
Yes, let me come to the same point. And I became a political cadet from Conservative Party, and I want to know much in this case. So I joined my master in political science, and I'm doing my MPhil PhD in political science itself. And in that case also, I'm dealing the same thing, that how international politics, international trade affecting country, and everything like that.
So here we can make a comparison between these universities there in abroad and here in Nepal. Like, what distinct differences do you find between them? Like while studying as a student, about the professors, are they really helpful? This kind of thing.
Okay, let me talk. I have got so many patterns inside my heart that the teachers printed me to brought up to here. So let me say this is the guru, and I have got so many teachers like that. I have some good teachers in Europe and Canada like that, on whose supervision I worked and I did my research. So in my experience, to be a researcher there in Europe is very nice experience. People are helping you. Good. Universities are helping you, even the European unions are helping you, their authorities are helping you.
And how is the condition here in Nepal?
It's very tough to conduct research. It's very tough. Even I have here in Nepal,
in your perspective,
let me complete this.
Okay.
Here in Nepal, I'm conducting my research in economic diplomacy, that my respondent are the parliamentary members. And those people to whom I choose as my respondent, they are very tough to interact.
They lack time, I think.
They are not lacking time, but they're pretending that they don't have time.
They are pretending.
They are pretending that they don't have time.
No, I have found that most of the people who have been grown up in foreign countries, right? Like you have been schooled there in the college, right? In India too, right? In Sikkim. So you guys feel like in Nepal, we do not have a proper system here in Nepal. But here in Nepal, those people like us who have completely grown up and who are still learning here in Nepal, we find it a very good place. Or is it that we have not been to abroad and so we find Nepal a good place?
So it's very nice experience to be a abroad student. So let me start from here only, as you are asking to me that I started my pre-primary education from India, like say from Sikkim, and I did my +2 from Sikkim itself. So I was a science student there, but as well as I was also a school captain in that my school is. So I do remember that Sikkimese peoples are very lovable, very helpful, and they never distinguish me that I am a foreigner over there.
Oh, in Sikkim.
Yeah.
Right.
So their language, say achu, something like that. If I need to organize a picnic or to go somewhere else, I just directly call to Sikkim National Transport office, and they used to send me bus, and we used to take the guys to like say some Yumthang, some northern Sikkim, southern Sikkim, and somewhere else for picnic and all the things. So the people are very gentle over there. So that was my experience. And
Europe, the same thing.
And what I have learned from there, that Sikkimese are good-hearted people, and they don't differentiate that whether you are. They themselves used to say that other Indian territorial peoples are called Indian, and they say they are different.
Sikkimese, most of the Sikkimese, they say that they are Nepalese origin.
No, Sikkimese, like say, in my whole tenure to spend there up to class 12, I found 3 peoples are living there, like say Bhutias, or say Tibetans, or Lepchas. Lepchas are the original people from there, and we Nepalese also there, but we are the migrated.
Suppose, for example, Chamling, what is he?
So he also belonged from India. So let's say Nepal from.
He migrated over there.
Yeah, over. Because the people I brought up in army, and I have seen that civilian life. The many Nepalese people, they come there for their work. Actually, they work in.
Suppose, Kishore sir, you have become an inspiration for most of the youths these days. Like, suppose you have got masters in law, and you are yourself an MPhil PhD scholar, right? So most of the youths are running after you, like following you. But do you think that they need to follow you, like what you have been doing?
No.
As a good lawyer?
No. In this respect, I don't say that they have to follow.
Get inspired from you.
They don't need to follow a career like mine, because it's very tough and challenging. So to be a researcher, to be a scholar, to be a lawyer is very tough job here. So that's why I don't want them to follow the same path.
According to you, we can say that most of the researchers here are broke. Like no one's helping them, right? Even the university. Or do you think that some universities are granting them some fund? Is there any? Let's
say in Nepal we have a scheme that they said they have a grant for the researchers, but is a politically corrupt.
Can you say these kind of things in a public forum too?
This forum is also
public forum. This is a public forum.
Public forum. So I'm saying that
I think better you should not have said this one.
No. It's everybody know that Nepal is conducting a lot of things like this. There's upper hand, underhand, so many things goes there.
No, only most of the foreign graduates like you, they have been saying so.
No, actually, like say when I was a law student, I found so many my colleagues, they are.
And sorry.
No, let me continue.
Okay.
They are political cadet, and they devote their time in second revolution, and they have a card, and they are doing everything as a free of cost, because we are paying little money here in Nepal too, while doing MPA or like say master in political science, or say LLM here, or say LLB here. So we are paying money, but my friends are not paying nothing like that, because they have a small card that is called Jan Andolan card, and in that card they are getting the free of all these things.
Free of cost. Most of the education facilities they have been getting.
So so that's why it's a very politically corrupted country.
So and your son, right? He grew here in Nepal, and he is currently pursuing his class 11 or 12?
Class 12.
Class 12, and he was enrolled in private boarding school.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the, I think, not the finest, we cannot say finest, but the best, or somehow expensive private boarding schools. Sure. Right? Sure. So how do you feel the scene here in Nepal? Like the people like you who earn a lot, they are sending their kids to some of the sophisticated, fancy boarding schools. There are most of the majority of the people, there are Nepalese people whose children are going to the schools with one single piece of copy.
No, so let me tell these things here. Okay, So
my question is that
No, I understand. So
what,
let me,
what kind of future Nepal is going to have?
So let me tell you, it's very personal. Every parents have got dream and they want their kids to go somewhere else. I choose Little Angel because Little Angel have some facilities. The facilities like they have lawn tennis court, and I also play lawn tennis, and I want my kids to play lawn tennis too because
Just to make a tennis player,
no, not to make a tennis player, but I want that someone has to involve oneself in sports, like games in sports, any type of games in sports. So in this case, I'm really fond of lawn tennis, so I let my son or my kid to be like that. So they have this facility and they also charge little money for that.
This might not be a good question, but I have a query like, suppose the tennis might be ping pong, like table tennis, volleyball, football, basketball, whatever the Westerns they have introduced as a game, that is sports in Nepal, right? And the games that we have been playing in rural areas, like you have been here, have you heard that Donjibio like that? Kabaddi,
Yeah.
even the marbles like Gutta, right?
Because
So,
I know.
So our kids, might be the majority of the Nepalese kids, they have grown up playing those Gutta, Donjibio, right? And Kabaddi, these kind of things. And these are not sports or what is your
No, actually,
what is your say?
games and sports are those things which entertain you
Yes.
from your heart and your soul.
It means that there is also sports.
Yeah, and that is the availability of the circumstances, whatever you have, so you have to do that all. So those people, those parents, those kids, whatever they have, that is nice. Because in my time also, I don't have nothing like that because I get this privilege to go with lawn tennis and all these things because I brought up myself in the army environment. So they have all the things. But here in Nepal, it's very tough to even imagine for all this because lawn tennis is very expensive game itself.
No, my concern is that what kind of future the Nepal is going to have? Like some of the kids, they are enrolled in private boarding schools, and some of them are in that, let's say, like community, government-based schools.
I feel that community schools are better than the private schools because the kids grow themselves and in their own cognitive development.
Yes.
So, but whereas in private schools, the teachers or the school management, they have one burden on their head to do this and that. So that's why this is a very compact type of education system, and that is.
Kishore sir, yourself a very successful lawyer, right? You earn a very big bulk of money per day, but what do you think? What is money to you? What is money?
Actually, if I say here I'm earning a big bulk
what is money?
Okay, now let me tell you. If I'm saying that I'm earning big bulk of money here, means I have to pay my taxes and clear all the things. I'm not doing nothing like that. I'm just a hard worker lawyer, and I'm trying myself to sustain in this field. So that's why it's not as you said.
Okay, sir.
But what is money for me is that money is a tool that needs you to fulfill your desires. That's all.
Desires. And desires could be anything.
Desires means that everybody have got a different desires. So if you have a big desires, it should be fulfill your big desires. If you have a small desires, that it has to fill up your small desires too. It's depend upon your individual perception. So what is that?
So to me, a plate of momo right now itself.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a plate. Is a plate of momo.
Interesting thing.
Or is a plate of say burger or a pizza or some spaghettis or spaghettis carbonellis and something like that is different.
So, Sir Kishore sir, like after your PhD degree, PhD dissertation, what is your plan like after then? Once you become like.
Actually, first of all, let me say that in this time I'm very much concentrated on my research itself. So my topic is economic diplomacy. It's very tough for me to find out the things because it's a very newly erected topic in the international scenario because it's very nice to conduct.
No, moreover within a years of time, moreover
after finishing this also, that's my point is that to help the government in the economic sectors as economic diplomats if I have a chance. Otherwise, just to conduct the research on various ways to do it. So,
suppose we have like economist Swarnim Wagler, right? Dr. Swarnim Wagler was is an economist.
Here I don't want to talk about him.
Okay, good. Anyways, what I was asking was like, what could be your dream after your PhD degree? You said that you want to help the Nepal government, right?
Sure.
And it means that you are somehow hopeful upon the Nepal government.
Actually, Nepal is my country. I have to uplift my Nepalese economy from my point of view.
We can say that it means that people who are in the government, they will believe upon you.
Actually, it's not like that. That I talked in so many public places too like that. But whatever we are saying, the people are also talking and doing the same thing. I will be very pleased for that.
So, and sir, most of the kids like of your son's age, after class 2, after class 12, right? Most of them, you yourself, you have taught in several colleges, right? As a lecturer. What do you find? Like most of the children that, mostly like half of them we can say, half of them they are like eager to go fly abroad, right?
Actually, this is the system that we made here in Nepal, that everybody or every kids want to go abroad. It's a government policy.
Is it a government policy?
If not, then why don't the government stop to issue NOC that all?
Simple as that. Right?
Simple.
If government does not want to
Stop to issue.
if government
NOC.
wants to stop, then simple. Don't give NOC.
Yeah, that's
Finish.
all. That's all. Stop to send money abroad for your I-20 or some other sort of
offer letters, this and that, right?
Offer letter, this and that, and stop all this IELTS, TOEFLs, and whatever in this English.
Hey, suppose if I ask you like, please provide me 10 points that this is the government's policy, then you can prove that. It is government's policy to send the kids in the foreign land.
Okay, first of all, that I don't say there's no opportunity in the country. There are a lot of opportunity to work in every sectors. The thing is that our country's people's and man's setup and the government policies dictate all these things. Very simple that let our kids.
It's okay, like they can go. And do you think that going abroad is wrong to the country? That is also not wrong.
It's wrong. It's totally wrong.
It's totally wrong.
Yeah, it's totally wrong.
So I have heard that Earth is a global village. We can move anywhere.
No.
Is that statement wrong?
No, Earth is a global. I do accept that Earth is a global village. I do accept that. There is no doubt. But for a country like Nepal, which is very economically poor, so when we are doing like this, we send $100 for our I-20.
So
let me complete this. Is a 10,000 at all. When one like me myself or some other ones is trying to go abroad again, it means that we have to take 15 to 25 lakhs with us. It is almost 18 to 20 $1,000. So it's a very big money. So if one guy or one student is taking that much money from here, means let's just imagine how much students are going abroad and how much money they are taking away from here.
Last time. One of my sir, he was saying that we have been sending more money to foreign land than bringing the remittance.
It's true,
right?
It's true because those kids who are living for US, Canada, and Australia, they don't send money here because their main objective is to settle themselves there as a PR or some other illegal or something like
whatever.
that. Only those guys who are in Arab or in North Korea or in
North Korea, South Korea.
South Korea or some other.
You mean some Asian countries and some Europe and Gulf countries?
Yeah, they
are only returning back.
They are only sending money back
as a remittance.
But that money is also not for Nepal. That money also for the international market because we buy so many
gadgets, smartphones,
gadgets or whatever we buy and the money goes there. It's not.
It's a really insightful thing. Like. So we earn money, we earn little bit money there, we send back to Nepal, but often we buy their products, might be cosmetic products.
Whatsoever, even so we want to...
Even this camera, right?
Yeah, even so we want to construct or build something like that.
Everything, right?
So these all are the foreign goods, so the money is going there.
So why can't we come in a point that Earth is a global village?
Earth is a global village. This is for Canada and is a Canadian concept. It's not for us.
It's not for us. Kishore sir, can you say exactly how many countries are there in the world? Like simple question. Just a number.
Sure. Under the UN, there is 193, but.
Is it 193? I have heard that 207 plus.
But in the world there are 203 official countries and others are non-official countries.
According to what did you say 203?
Is my research.
In your research, in Kishore sir's research, it's 203 countries.
Yeah.
UN says 193.
Yeah, and there are more than that too. Tomorrow there will be more, but once I said in public platform that in near future there will be only 8 countries.
in the future, days to come, there will be only 8 countries.
8 countries around the world.
What could be there? Like, what could be them?
See, so the scholars and the researchers are conducting so many research on this. So in near future, we assume that there will be 8 countries, or whatever the alliance, whatever the things is happening all around the world is only for that.
So currently, like Russia, not Russia, Canada and our India's relation, right? What has happened?
Is a personal, let's say, is a personal, and moreover, there's nothing more to say in this case, because India want some different, and there's also the issue of G20 effect, and so many things is hidden there. The things which comes out is not only that.
No, according to the news these days, India and Canada, they have almost withdrawn their trade, what we can say, partnerships, that with those Canadian companies. What kind of Canadian companies? They were in India. They have stopped working in India.
Let's say
even the Indian companies in Canada.
No. Let's say there are only 600 around 600 Canadian companies in India, and there is no authentic number of companies in Indian Canadians there. But what I know is that when I was in Shillong, and so many of my Punjabi friends, they left Canada at that time because they need manpower, and Punjabis are very hard worker and muscular one, and they need all these things. But later on they settled there, and that is the personal things. Even whether they want to raise their issues there in Canada or not, that doesn't mean that they are hitting to India. Is a bit diplomatic.
Okay, so actually it was a very nice moment to be here with you, our like a great scholar.
No, I'm not a great scholar. I'm on the way to be a scholar.
You are a scholar?
No, I'm on the way to be a scholar.
On the way to be a scholar.
Yeah.
Upcoming scholar?
No, let's not say that. It's very tough to be a scholar, but I'm on the way to be a scholar,
okay.
I'd say.
On the way to be a scholar, Mr. Kishore. So thank you for coming in our show.
So
the Viswahang show.
Thank you for...
So, my concern is that I'll be bringing any kinds of figures from any kinds of, regardless their professions, caste, gender, sex, even the age, or even the nation. But those kind of those stories should be a kind of inspiration or a kind of pathfinder to the younger generations to come. So from your story, what we learned here is like a concluding point, mine. Suppose. Only studying is not a big thing, right?
Yeah.
You need to have practical education, right?
Sure.
Another thing is that people who are in politics, politics should be politically correct first.
Sure.
It should be politically corrected first.
Sure.
You mean that to understand or to learn the politics, you need to study the political science. Somehow. If you want to become a leader.
Yeah, it is must.
It is must for the leaders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
because without theory, without philosophy, you cannot dictate nothing like that.
Gone are the days when people used to be leader just by throwing the stones.
Yeah.
Those days are gone.
Sure.
Okay. So, thank you, sir, for coming in our show.
So, thank you, Viswahang, for giving me a chance to come in this your platform. So, let me hope that this Viswahang shows to come up with the very sound personalities in the near days. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.